Hi students and welcome back to the class. We are doing the chapter light, reflection and refraction. In the previous class we understood the meaning of refraction of light. We understood the meaning of refractive index and the concept of Snell's law, from where we got the concept of refractive index only. And we are going to continue the same topic, that is refractive index and related terms. So I hope you will find the interest in the class today. So one thing we understood in the previous class, that is if we have medium 1 and 2 and the ray of light is passing from or traveling from medium 1 to medium 2 such that the speed of light in medium 1 is v1, speed of light in medium 2 is v2, then refractive index of 2 with respect to 1 will be speed of light in medium 1 by speed of light in medium 2. So that is what we got. So where this is your refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. So that is what I mean by this symbol. Okay, so that is what we understood. Now the next concept we have is absolute refractive index. So that is very simple to understand. So the concept is, if we have medium 1 and medium 2 such that medium 1 is vacuum and medium 2 is any medium. So I'm repeating again, if medium 1 is vacuum and medium 2 is any medium through which the light can pass, it can be glass, it can be water, or it can be any transparent or translucent object through which the light can pass. So in that case, if you find the refractive index of the given medium, then this refractive index will be given the name absolute refractive index. So we can say in simple language, if we are finding the refractive index of a given medium with respect to the vacuum, then in that case the refractive index of the medium is given the name absolute refractive index. So you know, if we have the medium 1 as vacuum, so the speed of light in medium 1 will be c, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and then v2 is equal to v, that is speed of light in given medium. So our formula will become refractive index of the given medium, let it be mu m, with respect to the vacuum, that will be c upon v. So I hope you understood. So here mu m is the absolute refractive index of the given medium, c the speed of light in vacuum, that is approximately 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and v the speed of light in the given medium. Okay, so that medium can be anything. So based on this formula we can say that refractive index of a given medium with respect to the vacuum is called its absolute refractive index. So we can define this way, that is the refractive index of a medium or a given medium with respect to vacuum is its absolute refractive index. So that is, we got the formula c upon v. So always remember, this formula is going to help us somewhere, and that is very important. So I hope you understood the meaning of absolute refractive index. Okay, so you understood if the given medium is water. So if the given medium is water, that is the light is traveling from vacuum to water. So in this case, whatever value of refractive index will come for the water, that will be its absolute refractive index. So that is a simple thing that we need to understand here. Moving to the next. If you understood the meaning of absolute refractive index, let's go for principle of reversibility. That is also a very important topic, and then we try to reversibility. So you know reversible, meaning of reversible you know somewhere, that is which can be reversed. So based on this term we have this concept, that is principle of reversibility, and the concept is very simple, that is, let's first understand with the help of diagram. So again if we have medium 1 and medium 2, such that in case 1, this is my case 1, light is traveling from 1 to 2, medium 1 to medium 2, and when it is moving from medium 1 to medium 2, it will make the angle with the normal. So this angle, let it be I1 and let this angle be R1. So we understood if the light is traveling from 1 to 2, then refraction will take place in the second medium, because this is our refracted ray, and hence I1 is the angle of incidence and here R1 is the angle of refraction. Now the principle of reversibility says that if we fix the medium, that is the same medium 1 and 2, so medium is same 1 and 2. So for example, this was air and this is glass. So again this is air and this is glass. Medium is same, that is pair of medium is same. And now if we allow the light to move from medium 2 to medium 1, so let me complete the diagram. That is, now what we are doing, in this case the light was traveling from 1 to 2, so we know this is the path of the light from here to here, and then it is coming out this way, it is bending at particular point O. Now if we change the concept in the sense, that is, if we allow the light to move from glass to air, glass is same, air is same, but condition is here if it is R1 that was 30 degree for example, then here this should be your I2, that should also be 30 degree. I am repeating again, if the light is traveling from 1 to 2, then this is the incident ray. If the light is traveling from 2nd to 1, then this is our incident ray and this is our refracted ray, simple. So if we have case 1 and case 2 such that the medium are same, air and glass, same air, same glass. In the first case the light is traveling from air to glass and making the angle I1 and R1 in medium 1 and medium 2. Now we allow the light to move from glass to air, but the condition is, in the previous case whatever angle we had, that is R1, that is angle of refraction, now that should be the angle of incidence. So here our I2, that is the new angle of incidence in the medium, is equal to the previous angle of refraction. Then according to the principle of reversibility, this angle R2, that is angle of refraction here, will also be equal to the previous angle of incidence, that is I1. I am repeating again, light is traveling from air to glass, and let's take an example. This is I1 is equal to 45 degree. Okay, then it will have more clarity. So first case I1 45 degree, R1 30 degree. Now here we allow the light to move from second to first. Now how much is the angle of incidence? 30 degree, which was the angle of refraction in the first case. So according to this principle or the concept, the angle of refraction here will be equal to the angle of incidence of the first case. So what does it mean? Simple, that if we don't change the pair of medium and if we just reverse the path of the light, that is, if you just allow the light to move from second to first medium, then in that case also it will follow the same path. So you can see here the light traveling through which path? 45 degree and then 30 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree. So overall only the direction has been reversed. So in this case the light is traveling from 1 to 2, here the light is traveling from 2 to 1, but overall in medium 1 we have the same angle, medium 2 we have the same angle. So you can see 30 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 45 degree, and that is the simple concept of principle of reversibility. So I hope you understood, that is, if we allow the light, or if you reverse the ray of light or the direction of ray of light, then in that case it will exactly follow the same path. The path will not be affected. That is simple concept we have. So let me simply write down this concept, that is, if we reverse the direction of ray of light in a given pair of medium, then the light will follow the same path. So I hope you understood. I'm repeating again. If we don't change the medium 1 and medium 2, then in that case, for a particular angle of incidence, there is an angle of refraction, and that angle will not be changed, will not be affected. So in medium 1 and medium 2, the angle will remain same, that is, the path will be reversed. So that is a simple concept we have. And now let's do something based on this concept. Okay, so one thing is clear here, I1 is equal to R2 and R1 is equal to I2. Okay, this one thing we understood. Now, if we talk about case 1, light is traveling from 1 to 2, so we can write down refractive index of, this is 1 and 2. 2 with respect to 1 will be what? Snell's law, sin I1 upon sin R1. Simple. So light is traveling from 1 to 2, so I1 upon R1, that is sin I upon sin R. That is one thing we know. And in case 2, light is traveling from 2 to 1. So if the light is traveling from 2 to 1, so our second medium is this one now. Okay. So in this case, we'll get the refractive index of first with respect to second. So 1 and 2, just the name I have given here. Okay, so always remember. Now in this case, the light is traveling from this to this, 2 to 1. So in this case, it will give the refractive index of 1 with respect to 2. Okay, because in this case, our second medium is air, and in this case, the second medium is glass. Okay, so now in this case, how much is the angle of incidence? That is sin I2, and this is sin R2. So I hope this much is clear to you very first. Okay, now let's erase this diagram. So we got the two different equation, mu 2 sin I upon sin I1 upon R1 and mu 1 sin I2 upon sin R2. Now what is to be done? We know in place of I2 we can write down R1, yes or no? So better first you multiply both. So multiply mu 2 1 and mu 1 2. Just multiply both the equation and let's see what we are getting. Sin I1 upon sin R1 multiplied by sin I2 upon sin R2. We just multiply, okay? So now let sin I1 and sin R1 be same. Now in place of I2 we can write down R1. So I2 and R1 they are equal. So I2 I have replaced by R1 and R2 will be equal to I1. So we can write down sin I1. Okay, so now what you see? Sin I1, sin I1, sin R1, sin R1, that is 1. That is a very important derivation you have. So starting from principle of reversibility, we are deriving some equation some formula. Okay, so what we are getting, what does it mean? It means that refractive index of 2 with respect to 1 is equal to refractive index of reciprocal. So you can see from this derivation, this is the formula we are getting, which means that the refractive index of 2 with respect to 1 is equal to reciprocal of the refractive index of 1 with respect to 2. So if we have a pair of medium, then in that case the refractive index of 1 is always the reciprocal of the refractive index of 2. So if the light is traveling from air to glass, so let the refractive index of air is with respect to glass is this, and refractive index of glass with respect to air is this. Then according to the formula, this will get. So you just remember this formula. This will surely help you in the numerical plus very important derivation. Refractive index of a given medium is reciprocal of the refractive index of the second medium for a given pair of medium only. For a given pair of medium. So let's do one numerical based on this simple concept. So let's try. If refractive index of glass with respect to air is 1.5, then find the refractive index of air with respect to glass. So this is a simple question based on the derivation we have done. So what is given? Very first write down. Refractive index of glass is given with respect to air. How much? 1.5. Refractive index of glass with respect to air according to my symbol. And we have to find refractive index of air with respect to glass. So we know very simple concept, that is refractive index of glass with respect to air will be reciprocal of refractive index of air with respect to the glass. This is already given to you, 1.5, and we can find the other. So in a simple steps we can say, that is refractive index of air with respect to glass will be 1 by 1.5. Now you can solve it and get the answer. That will be how much? 10 upon 15. That will be 2 upon 3. Solve it, whatever answer will come. So that is how this formula can help us to find the refractive index of one medium with respect to the other. If refractive index of one medium is given, so always just need to find the reciprocal. Okay. Moving to the next topic we have, that is case of no refraction. So we understood if the light is traveling from medium 1 to medium 2, then in that case refraction will take place. But is it? But the concept is, so let this be medium 1 to medium 2, and this is I and this is R. Okay, so the light is traveling from 1 to 2. So we know the refractive index of 2 with respect to 1 will be sin I upon sin R. So let's find out if in all the cases the refraction will take place if the light will travel from medium 1 to medium 2. And for this again we have very simple derivation we can say. So let I is equal to 0 degree. Okay, so now you know what is the meaning. So if this will become 0 degree, means this incident ray will become parallel to the normal. Simple. So this is the case when the incident ray will be perpendicular to the line of interface. So here we have I is equal to 0 degree. So if the light is traveling from 1 to 2 such that angle of incidence is 0 degree, what will happen to the ray of light in the second medium? So let's see. So we can say mu2 1 will be sine I, and sine I is nothing but sine 0 degree upon sine R, and we know sine 0 degree is 0 upon sine R. What does it mean? That is, finally this is nothing but, we can write down, that is mu 2 or sine R will be 0 upon mu 2 1, because we are trying to find the value of angle R. That will tell us if the refraction will take place, then what will be the angle of refraction. So we are getting the same thing, that is 0 upon sine R, that is equal to sine mu 2 upon, that is refracting index of 2 with respect to the 1, and if you just do the cross multiplication here, sine R will come this side. So what we are getting now? 0 only. So if you divide 0 by any number, you get 0. What does it mean? That is sine R is equal to 0 degree or 0, sorry. Therefore we know R will be nothing but 0 degree. So if you don't know, that is sine inverse of 0 will be 0 degree only. So concept is very simple. If the ray of light will become parallel to the normal in the first medium, that is the angle of incidence will be 0 degree, then according to our Snell's law concept, angle of refraction will become 0 only. So what does it mean? The light must pass straight away. Then only the R can be 0 degree. So what we see, there is a change in medium, that is the light is traveling from 1 to 2, but still the light is traveling straight away. And if the light is traveling straight away, means there is no bending of light taking place here. And if there is no bending of light in the second medium, we can say there is no refraction. So this is the first case we have, that is if the angle of incidence will become 0 degree, then no refraction will take place even if there is a change in medium for the ray of light. Okay, this is the first. Second case is if we have glass and glass, same medium. So medium 1 is also glass, medium 2 is also glass, and both are same. So in that case, you know, if the light will fall at any angle with the normal, then say there is no change in the medium, there will be no change in the speed of light. So if the medium will not change, that is if the optical density will remain same, so in that case also the light will travel straight away. So that is the second case we have. If there is no change in the optical density, then in that case also the ray of light will pass straight away, because without change in the optical density the speed of light will not change, and because of that the light will not have the refraction. So we can say the light will pass straight away. So that is the second case we have, no change in optical density. So it is possible that two different medium we have, but still they are having same optical density. In that case also the refraction will not take place. So that is one thing you have to remember, and that is very simple to understand also. Now let's move to the next concept, that is, now we understood the meaning of absolute refractive index, that is C upon V. Okay, and based on this we are going to derive one more equation, and that will help us to do the numerical also. So let's take an example. So what we are doing, we are trying to find relation between absolute refractive index and refractive index. So you'll understand, don't worry. So overall of two medium. So we are having two medium. Okay. So we are having two different cases, we can say, and case 1 and case 2 we need to understand now. So here in the case, both the case, first medium is vacuum only. Okay, so we have case 1 and case 2, but in both the case one thing is common, the first medium is vacuum. So the light is traveling from vacuum to a given medium, and let this medium be M1, and let this medium be M2. So again the light is traveling from M1 to M2. So M1 and M2 are two different medium, like M1 is glass, M2 is water, M1 is air, M2 is water, something like, okay. So M1 and M2, they are not same, but first medium is same for both, that is vacuum. So here you understood, in this case the speed of light will be c. In this case the speed of light will be something, let this be v1. So the speed of light in medium 1 is v1. Here again the speed of light will be c only, and here the speed of light will be v2. Okay, so I hope you understood. M1, M2 are the medium. V1 is the speed of light in medium 1. V2 is the speed of light in medium 2. Now, by applying the Snell's law and the concept of absolute refractive index, we can say the absolute refractive index of medium 1. So I am writing M1. Okay, so according to me, this is absolute refractive index of medium 1 will be C upon V1 according to this formula, and absolute refractive index of medium 2 will be how much? C upon V2, again based on formula. I hope this part is clear to you. Now we don't need this diagram. Okay, so according to me, mu M1 is absolute refractive index of medium 1, or I am writing M1, and mu M2 is absolute refractive index of M2. Okay, now divide both the equations. So this is my equation 1 and this is my equation 2. Divide and let's see what we are getting. So mu M1 upon mu M2 will be what? Let's see. So C upon V1 by C upon V2, no doubt. So what we can write here? C upon V1 multiplied by V2 upon C. So I hope this part is clear, this is understood. From this we are getting the second part. Now I don't need this one. Okay, so overall we are getting mu M1 by mu M2, is equal to, C will be cancelled here. So what we'll get? V2 upon V1. Yes or no? Now one thing is understood here. So I hope this is also understood. Now this is the new equation we are getting. Now we don't need this one also. Now if you see there, this equation, it shows that the absolute refractive index of 1 divided by the absolute refractive index of 2, that is medium 1 and 2, is equal to speed of light in medium 2 by speed of light in medium 1. Now if we say the light is traveling from 2 to 1, same medium, okay, so this is M2 and this is M1, the previous one. So let's take an example. The light is now traveling from medium 2 to medium 1. The medium 1 and medium 2, this one and this one are same, okay. So here the speed of light is V2, and here this is V1. According to Snell's law, refractive index of M1 with respect to M2 will be what? V2 upon V1. According to Snell's law, V2 upon V1 will be nothing but the refractive index of M1 with respect to M2. That is, refractive index of M1 with respect to M2 is equal to V2 upon V1. And we are getting the same thing here. So here we understood V2 upon V1 is nothing but refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2. So we got very interesting formula, that is, if I say the refractive index of M2 with respect to M1, if I write, or better let me write this one. So let's replace M and M by just 1 and 2. Then what we can write, that is refractive index M1 by refractive index M2 is equal to mu 2 1. So this is another formula that you have to remember, means the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2 is nothing but equal to refractive index, that is absolute refractive index of 1 with respect to 2. So we got a very important formula here and the relation we can say. So finally we have to remember, that is refractive index of 1 with respect to 2 is equal to mu m1 upon mu m2, where this is the refractive index of m1 with respect to m2, and mu m1 we already know, absolute refractive index of m1, and mu m2 we know, absolute refractive index of m2. So if we are given the absolute refractive index of medium 1 and medium 2, so if you just divide their absolute refractive index, what you will get? Refractive index of 1 with respect to refractive index of 2. So I hope you understood the formula, and this formula must write down because we are going to take the help of this formula in the coming numerical. So this is very important. So for today topics are done. Let's try some numerical and then the class will be over. So I am repeating again, if you know the absolute refractive index of two different medium, then by dividing their absolute refractive index, you can find the refractive index of the one medium with respect to the other. For example, if light is traveling from vacuum to glass and the light is traveling from vacuum to water, so if I know the absolute refractive index of glass and absolute refractive index of water, then if you divide their absolute refractive index, then you will be able to find out the refractive index of water with respect to glass or refractive index of glass with respect to water. So let's do one or two numerical. And the first numerical we have is, when light enters from air to glass, so when light enters from air to glass, the angle of incidence, I am writing short, the angle of incidence is how much? 45 degree, and angle of refraction, that is R, is how much? 30 degree. Find refractive index of glass with respect to what? Air. So it's a very simple numerical. What is given to you? The light is traveling from air to glass. So angle of incidence is how much? So make a brief diagram so that you remember the medium 1 and medium 2. So the light is traveling from air to glass. Be alert in this concept, because if you don't take the help of the diagram, you can do mistake here. Okay, so the angle of incidence here is how much? 45 degree, and angle of refraction is how much? 30 degree. So the light is traveling from air to glass. So you understood? If you just apply the Snell's law, you can find out. So refractive index of glass with respect to air will be nothing but, here this is your angle I and this is your angle R. sin I upon sin R, and the next thing is sin 45 degree, sin 30 degree, and rest you know, if you know the values of sin I, okay, so this will be how much? That is, you know, sin 45 degree is how much? 1 by root 2, and sin 30 degree is 1 by 2. So this will become 2 by root 2. That is nothing but root 2. And root 2 is approximately, I think, 1.414. So that is how this formula can help us. If the light is traveling from here to glass, if we know the angle of incidence and angle of refraction, we just apply the Snell's law formula, and we can find out the refractive index of one medium with respect to the other. This is just based on the Snell's law formula. Sorry, this is one formula that you don't try to learn, that I have written here, because if you learn somewhere you will do the mistake. So better derive it on the spot and then numerical can be done. So the question is the refractive index of medium X with respect to medium Y is given 2 by 3, and refractive index of medium Y with respect to medium Z is how much? 4 by 3. Calculate refractive index of medium Z with respect to medium Y. Sorry, with respect to X. So when you read the numerical, it seems very complicated, but when you write down the things given to you, then it's not so difficult task. So overall, what is given? Refractive index of X with respect to Y. So you understood? In case 1, light is traveling from X to Y. So let the speed of light in medium X is Vx, speed of light in Y is Vy. Okay, this is how you have to write down. And in second case, refractive index of Y with respect to Z. So it understood, Y is the second medium again, and Z is the first medium. So the light is traveling again from Z to Y because it is refractive index of Y. So Y must be the second medium. Here it was also Y. Sorry, this was X. Okay. So I did mistake here. So here it is refractive index of X with respect to Y. So it is understood the second medium must be X and first medium must be Y. Okay, that is how we have to think. So according to the concept, refractive index of X with respect to Y is how much? 2 by 3. This is given. And according to the second statement, refractive index of Y with respect to Z is how much? 4 upon 3. And now let's write down the speed. So let this be Vy, Vx, Vz, Vy. So you understood the medium Y and Y will be same. So speed of light will be same in both the cases. Okay. So you understood. In this case, the light is traveling from Y to X. So the speed of light in Y by speed of light in X. That is how we apply the formula. Speed of light in first medium by speed of light in second medium. Here the speed of light in first medium will be Vz and this will be Vy. I hope you understood how we are putting the formula. And let's continue here. Okay, so we are getting two different equations, and now just try to see what can be done here. So in both the equation, one thing you see here, Vy we have in numerator, here Vy we have in denominator. So you know, if you just multiply these two equations, somehow it will get cancelled. So if you multiply both the equation, what will get? Mu xy mu y z will be 2 upon 3 into, what is that, 4 upon 3, and that will be equal to nothing but Vy upon Vx, Vz upon Vy. Okay, so I hope you understood. And what we have to find, just write down somewhere, otherwise you'll forget. We have to find refractive index of z with respect to air. Sorry, x. So finally we are getting from here, that is, okay, so if you see 4 is 8 and 3 is 9 is equal to Vy will be cancelled here, so what will get? Vz upon Vx. So I hope you are able to relate. First, this was given to us, this is also given to us. We just multiplied the two, and by multiplying we are able to see that in this case Vy will be cancelled, and we are left with Vz upon Vx. Now overall this is nothing but what we have to find with respect to z with x. Okay, so here we must take second as z, first as x, that is the ratio of Vx upon Vz we have to find out. This is what we have to find, because we have to find the refractive index of z with respect to x, means the light must be traveling from x to z. Okay, so what we have to find? Vx upon Vz. So we understood this is just the reciprocal. So we can say 9 upon 8 will be Vx upon Vz. So we got the answer. That is how we have to think and apply. So hence what we got, the speed of light in medium 1 x divided by the speed of light in medium 2, that is z, is equal to 9 upon 8, and according to the Snell's law, this is nothing but refractive index of z, second medium with respect to first medium x, and that is 9 upon 8. That is the answer. And in physics we know we have mathematics, and that's why we need to be alert, and we need to practice and revise, and once you start doing the numerical from your side, then only you get the confidence. So for today we have covered lots of topic. We'll continue in the next class. So I hope you understood the concepts, but still if you have doubts, just write down so that we can discuss. So just take care, be at home. Thank you, and Hari Om.